Welcome everybody to another episode of Cooking with Mario. Mario DiMartino. Live here in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, the great Lehigh Valley, the future of Pennsylvania. Today we're going to make a nice dish for you. It's Mediterranean style. It's if you like seafood and if you want something light, it's kind of like a summer dish right in the middle of October, November. Cook it anytime. It's a little involved, but I think you can do it. And it's a real ethnic dish called involtini con pesce di spada siciliana, which means rolled fish bundles stuffed Southern Italy style. Right back in a minute to show you how to do it.
Searching for the best educational experience for your child in the Lehigh Valley? At St. Michael the Archangel, we will assist your child in reaching their full potential in a safe, nurturing environment where respect and safety are our priority. We don't just teach students, we inspire leaders by developing strong Christian values while achieving academic excellence. St. Michael the Archangel School, nurturing students, challenging minds, inspiring faith-filled leaders. St. Michael the Archangel School, the total package.
Enter to win 2 free tickets to the amazing Harlem Globetrotters at the PPL Center. The ultimate in basketball performance will entertain you and your family with unforgettable memories. You can win these 2 free tickets at the PPL Center. Go to 2freeticketslv.com.
Back in the home kitchen here with Mario. I'm Mario at the Newburg Deli. Hey, listen, the holidays are coming up. If you've got any catering needs, I'd love to cater for you, your corporate company, your small venue. Give us a call. You will be surprised about the quality and about the prices per head when we cook for you. At any rate, I got a great dish today. You know, it's something we learned years ago when I was in Italy. It wowed me when I first had it. If you like fish, this is definitely something you want to try at home. It's a little involved. It's not exactly, you know, put a piece of fish in a broiler and throw some butter and paprika on it and everybody's woo-ah. It's not one of those dishes. A little involved. You got to be a little bit artistic involved, but the results are phenomenal. Super, super authentic. And this dish is called involtini con pesce di spada siciliana, which means it's a Sicilian dish, and it utilizes a real nice fish. Pesce di spada in Italian is swordfish. I guess it's the fish has like a spade on its nose. I don't know if they got the term from that, spada. I forget what that means, but nonetheless, it's a real hearty fish, and it sort of has the right texture and flavor for this certain process we're going to do. You know, Southern Italy has great fishes. You know, years ago, my grandmother, we would talk about my grandfather's strength, and I said, no, what makes Grandpop so strong? And she says, it was the merluzzo, she would say. And that's like a southern flaky white fish, like a whiting. So fish has enormous, empowering strength for the body physiologically, and it's lean, it gives you great energy and muscle tone, great for the brain. Eat more fish. Here we go. Pesce di spada. How do you make it? Well, it's got these ingredients. We've got panko breadcrumbs. You can use crusty type bread cubes if you have them laying around. Good olive oil. Got to have that good oil. Nice sea salt. I have a pepperoncini here. I have fresh cloves of garlic. I have almonds, medrole in Italian, almonds. I have black Kalamata olives, nice fresh lemon, capers or capri, capers, real Southern Italy style there. A little bit of butter, fresh parsley, and the fish. We've got this special jigger here, the whipper if you will, and that's going to help you pulverize your stuffing or your ingredients for this dish. But first things first, let's get the fish started. All we need is a pan here, folks. Now you can actually broil this, and that works if you keep turning it over at certain temperatures, but if a simple pan will suffice, it's just as healthy. It's the same concept. But the first thing we want to do is we want to prepare our fillet. So in this case, I got a beautiful piece of this swordfish, and you want a nice shoulder piece. You don't want the lower end of the fish. You want a shoulder piece. It's a little more tender, and you can get a nice cut or two out of it. You want to take that outside skin off. It's not something you want to serve your guests. They'll like the flavor, but not the texture. Okay, so this piece is about 1.25 inches thick. I'm going to attempt to get 3 fillets from it. Now you have to be a little careful in regards to your you're cutting. Technically, you want to cut away from yourself, you know, to alleviate any kind of stabbing effect or damage. But in this case, I'm gonna gently come towards myself, and I'm gonna start at the top at about a 1/4 inch in, and I'm gonna work my way into that fillet, pressing down and giving like a rapid movement across the fish. And I've got a thin cut that has yet to be finalized in the tenderizing, and I've got about 3/4 of an inch left. I want to cut it right in the middle. It's a little tough. You gotta kind of get used to it. Don't be afraid to press the fish. All right. You can wash your hands. I know it's not a most glorious job. All right, there we go. We've got some fillets that meet our standard, and they're nice and thin. You're not looking for papers. Let me wash my hands real quick. They're nice and thin. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of piccata them or pound them out a little bit to make them the desired thickness for our dish. So in doing that, we need some wax paper. So we're going to place that fish right there. Wax paper. Typically, you want one of those small metal mallets that's almost like a big magnet with a handle, and you press in it. I don't have one of those, so I'm going to use this metal one, this tenderizer, the flat part, not the groovy part. And you want to just lightly tap. Lightly tap. I'll get my tambourines out of the way here. Lightly tap that fish. And you want to tap in and out. Like you see how I'm doing? And that spreads it almost like a pizza dough effect, but you're doing it fish style. Okay, lightly tap in and out. There we go. Not too much, because if you make it too paper thin, you're going to lose that effect. Look at that. That's what you want. Almost like a veal. Okay, so we've got that. We got one done. I have to do 3 of them in order to make everything copacetic here. I'm making a dish for 3, and plus I want to plate up nice and look good for the final plate. So okay, there's the second one. Okay, finally the third one. Be careful of the wax paper. It'll get too moist and then it'll break through, and then you'll damage the fish. So put a fresh piece on about the second one in. I had the pleasure of living in Italy in 2007 for about six months, predominantly southern Italy. And when we visited Sicily in 2006, it was the first time I really experienced this dish. We were along the coastline, and I asked my kids, "Do you remember this dish?" And they say, "No, Dad. I do remember the car accident you got into, though, when I had a fender bender with the rental car." They always remember that along the coastline as we were viewing the mountains and the seashore. I kind of missed, and I clipped the fender. But they don't remember this dish, but me and my wife do. It was superb. And you know, this dish in Italy is served as what's called a second plate, seconda piatta. You know, in Italian, they have this whole formal, you know, eating process called at a wedding or some sort of special occasion. They have the antipasto, which is like an appetizer for us. You know, call it the cheese and the olives and the peppers and the bread and the wine, and you warm up with all the antipasto. And then the primo piatto is the first plate. And the first plate is typically a pasta dish, you know, garlic and oil or some sort of tagliatelle with something on it. But the seconda piatta, which this is, always comprises typically of a fish. And this is a great seconda piatta in the whole grandeur of Italian Mediterranean cooking. So we've got our fillets here the way we want them. Now it's time for our mixture. Our mixture that we're going to stuff it with, you know. So this involtini con pesce di spada. Involtini in Italian means bundles. So when you bundle something together, you make a roll of it. That's where we get the notion of a braciole from. You know, your grandmother made the flank steak and she pounded it and bread, you know, put the stuffing in it, and she cooked it in the gravy for 9 hours on Sunday morning. This is where we get that concept from, this involtini. It's like it's a bundle, and Italians are good at bundling things. So With that said, we're gonna utilize these ingredients, as I said earlier, to make that great stuffing mix. It's so unique, this stuffing mix. You're gonna love it. This is probably overkill. You could use a smaller one. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put, there's not a lot of measuring here, it's an eyeball program. We're gonna put 2 cloves of garlic. We definitely need 8 of the Kalamata pitted olives. No pits, please. Pitted olives. We're gonna need 8 of the blanched almonds, kind of diced. That's the almonds without the skin. You can use pine nuts. It's a nice substitution, a little more expensive, harder to get, but almonds will suffice. It gives a really nice flavor. You want, because of your guests, and depending on their ability to take heat, you want 1 pepperoncini, okay? 1 full chili style pepper, a nice bunch of parsley. You know, a generous handful of parsley. Matter of fact, you can put all that in there. It's not going to hurt anybody. Then we're going to use roughly a tablespoon, in this case it's a heaping teaspoon, of capers. Capers right in there. Drizzle a little bit of olive oil in that mixture before you do the second part. Now you want to season with roughly, you know, a third of a teaspoon of salt. Black pepper be nice. Slightly black pepper. Finally, breadcrumbs. Again, you can use that crusty bread. Panko really works out nice. You want to put about 2 cups if you're serving like 6 or 8 pieces of fish. In this case, we'll just sprinkle it around until we think it's the right consistency, and we need our lid. Careful on these lids here. Press that in. Let's see what it does. You want to pulverize it to where it's, if you want to get a look at this mixture inside here, it's this light, fluffy mixture like this. This is what you're looking for, not a paste, not something that's too liquidy. It's got to be light and fluffy, and because when you bite into that fish, it's got to stand tall instead of again, like a pasty substance. We're right around the right consistency with that. So our next objective on the fillets is as follows. Before we do that, I'm going to, well, I'll put the butter in a minute. You can cook them in olive oil. I like the butter for some reason. I think it works better. Now you're going to get this substance that we just made, this compound, and we're going to gently apply it in the fish. It's better if you transfer the mix into a bowl. Got something here. I'm in the home kitchen, so I can do this. This makes it easier to work with. That's the consistency. This is so marvelous with these nuts, and I did forget one thing. Oh, I gotta go back. I'm sorry. My bad. I did forget one thing. That's crucial. Sorry, folks. That's the lemon. You want the lemon zest in there. That really makes it. So you're looking for outer skin of a lemon, roughly 3 pieces like this. That should coordinate everything. That's it. Now we're cooking. Oh, that's it. If I would have forgot that, that would have been tragic, because that really makes it. Now you can smell the lemon. If you're not here, but physically you can smell the lemon and the nut mixture and the parsley and all the other superb flavors. Now let's go back into that bowl like we were trying to do earlier. Let's speed this up a little bit for you. I know you got things to do, but the dish is really worth it. This is a seconda piatta in Italian. Very authentic. When you go to southern Italy and Sicily, the Isle of Sicily, they have such magnificent dishes. So we're going to get the spoonful of this mixture, and we're going to put it on the inner part of this filetto di spada. Okay, like that. And you want to cover just about every inch except for like a small outer rim, because it's going to have the and press it a little bit. It's going to have the tendency to escape. So we'll turn the pallet around here. We're going to do the rolling process. Okay, we're going to tuck it nice like a brajol. Okay, roll it nice. Oh, I've seen places in Italy where they actually tie the fish with, believe it or not, long sprigs of finocchio or fennel. In this case, we do have some fennel. Sorry. Kind of neglected the fennel a little bit in my preparation, but here she goes. So instead of tying it, what I'm going to do for instruction purposes is we're going to get the fish on the outer part. We're going to toothpick it. Some people use string for the brajol. I don't know if it's really needed for the fish. The fish is real tender. It doesn't really go anywhere. And then you want to get this fennel, the real fine parts of the fennel. And before you do that, you want to coat it just a little bit. While that's happening, I'm going to work a little bit of the butter into the pan. Necessary ingredient, the butter. I already got a warm pan going over here. Let it do its thing. I got the olive oil on the outside. I'm just going to place a little bit that way, a little bit that way, and just let it residually pick some up. Turn my heat up a little bit. Whisk my pan around. Get the butter fully moving. And I guess I can use a spatula in this case. If you want to use a spatula, you trust your hands, but it may come apart. We're going to take that. We're going to take that involtini and move it right into there. Okay, so we got one done. And as the process moves forward, you get a little better in your production. This would be a costly dish to eat in an American cuisine. You know, it was actually kind of costly in Sicily. You know, call it 20 euros per person. You got 3 or 4 of them, and you got a salad and a side of nice Italian bread and what have you. But you don't see much of this in America. You know, it may be a real fancy place with a chef that has that kind of background or desire to cook this, but it's quite pricey to make at home too. This is a special occasion meal for your family. You know, again, graduation and anniversary for your family. You want to toothpick it at least twice. If the end wants to come apart, like this one here, you know, you can discard the other stuffing, and you can poke the end like that, and that should keep it together. Again, you want to put a little drizzle there. You can roll it in the finocchio like that. In this case, spatula, 2. There we go, in there. And our last one. Well, this one gave me a little trouble, but I can fix it, because that's our job, is to fix boo-boos. Oh, it's such a lovely substance. This is so Mediterranean. This is so, I'm on the beach. I don't want to eat some big cheeseburger French fry in southern Italy. I'm going to eat this beautiful broiled fish with these herbs. And sometimes you can even drizzle a little on the inside. That definitely adds a little extra flavor to it. Let me see if I can compensate for that roll earlier. I didn't want to split on me a little bit because I got a little aggressive on the pounding, but I think we can make it work. All right. In this case, I'm going to use the toothpick as a suture. You know, multiple toothpicks if I have to. Obviously, when you serve them, you're going to remove those picks. Again, a little bit of oil on the outside for an attractor. Sprinkle it with that finocchio. I love that word. See, this one gave me a little bit of trouble. That's all right. I'll put it this side down, and she'll behave right on me. Right into the plate. Right into the plate. Because once it starts cooking, it's going to tighten up, and then those seams are they're going to kind of mend together. And I think the butter does that better than the oil. In this case, on top, a little bit of salt. Okay? A little bit of black pepper for taste and for garnish. Here's the best thing to do with this. I think it's to keep it on low and simmer them really on low. Make sure your pan is moving like that, and then you want to lid them. You want to get a convection effect so it gets that stuffing nice and hot inside. You don't want a cold stuffing with a hot exterior fish. You want it thoroughly cooked. So keep it on low to medium heat, about 8 to 10 minutes per side. We'll be back in a second to show you the final product.
Alarm.com makes it easy to stay aware and in control of your home from wherever you are. Our user-friendly interface shows the system status and allows for easy navigation across lights, locks, thermostats, video, and even garage doors. Make sure your home is powered by Alarm.com for ultimate access and awareness wherever you may be.
Win 2 free tickets to Monster Jam at the PPL Center and join us in our private suite with food and beverage. Visit Esagentis Plumbing online today to get all the details and enter to win. At Esagentis Plumbing, we provide a great plumbing service at affordable rates. We believe in giving back to the community, so don't wait. Visit us online and enter today.
Back in business here with Chef Mario at the House Kitchen. You know, I thought about this. This dish, involtini con pesce di spada, would be a beautiful dish to add to your repertoire for that, Christmas Eve, the night of 7 fishes, in the Italian culture. Or if you like to celebrate that kind of thing with the smelts and the ravioli, it's a great thing. So we're getting ready to, how do you plate this thing up? What is this supposed to look like? Well, you're really going to love the way it looked and came out. So we can use these rubber coated tongs here to sort of look how pretty that came out. With a nice golden brown, everything is cooked in the center. We're going to transfer over here to the cutting board for the final demonstration. And even that one that had problems sticking together, I told you it would work out, because things work out best for those who make the best of the way things work out. That's how life works. Keep persisting. If you make it wrong, do it again. Keep on trying. So here we have this dish. Pull those toothpicks out gently, without disturbing the togetherness of the fish. I'm a toothpick crazy here, but you know what? It stayed together. Again, you can roll it with the string, the food grade string, or you can. All right, we're gonna half it real gently. It's like press. What do you see this inside? It's so pretty. Swordfish is the only fish that can give you this effect, and I've decided to put it on this beautiful garnish here. Just the ensalada mista, like a mixed greens. Don't do it on romaine. Give it something with a higher bed to it, something that's sort of jazzy, classy, and something your guests will say, wow. And then as we put in the plate, a little bit of topical zucca di frutta limone here. A little lemon juice. And I'll tell you folks, whether it's July outside and you're entertaining your special guests, or whether it's November, or whether it's Christmas Eve, and you're doing the 7 fishes, what a beautiful dish. This is called involtini con pesce di spada, a lovely light fare that you can make right here at home, and your guests will love it. You're going to love it. It doesn't put the pounds on you, and it tastes like you're sitting on an island in Sicily. I'm so glad I could share this little taste of culinary love with you. Mario from the Newburg Deli, I'm glad you stopped in to watch this episode. Check out our website, newburgdeli.com, for recipes and show schedules. I look forward to seeing you. God bless you, and God bless this great country, America.
Searching for the best educational experience for your child in the Lehigh Valley? At St. Michael the Archangel, we will assist your child in reaching their full potential in a safe, nurturing environment where respect and safety are our priority. We don't just teach students, we inspire leaders by developing strong Christian values while achieving academic excellence. St. Michael the Archangel School, nurturing students, challenging minds, inspiring faith-filled leaders. St. Michael the Archangel School, the total package.
Again, folks, another great little mini episode of Mario from the Newburg Deli. You know, you just finished that great main course meal, and you're trying to figure out, you got the starch figured out, you're trying to figure out what kind of green or vegetable can I accommodate with this meal that's fast, that's nutritious, that most people would like. And I'll tell you, this one fits in most categories. It's the authentic spinach salad. How do you make a spinach salad? Baby spinach. You get it anywhere. I get mine from Elias Markets in Allentown and Bethlehem, and it's fresh, it's organic, it's super with vitamin D and B, and it's got iron galore, great roughage, vitamin C, antioxidants, right in the bowl, folks. I'm going to cook about 3 or 4 right here, right in the bowl. My next application, insertion if you will, is going to be these black olives. You can probably buy them pre-sliced. Some black olives. Pick them up with your trusty knife, right in there. Next part, it's going to be that trusty olive oil. You got to use organic first cold press, folks. If not, you're getting robbed nutrition. That's what we're going to use here. This is a salad. I know typically a salad has vinegar in it or some other sort of counteract to the oil, but oil only in this salad. We're going to go with fresh garlic, super fine diced. Don't go crazy with it because, you know, later on you're going to repeat. But in this case, just a little bit like that. Garlic is very good for you. It's not only the Italian cologne factor and the anti-vampire factor, but it is the world's greatest antibiotic in that it kills all kinds of germs, bacteria, what have you. Makes you better again. Grandma was right. Parmesan cheese right on top. You can use Lugadella type Pecorino Romano. You can use this nice aged Parmesan type cheese. Whatever cheese you like. Salt. Beautiful black pepper. Fresh ground is always good. You can add a vinegar if you want. I would prefer like a red wine vinegar, just a dash if you will, just to sort of again complement the oil. And you want to mix it generously. If it looks a little dry, which this one may be, don't be afraid to give it a little more of that phenolic qualities, lubricating qualities of the oil. Great for your intestines, great for your blood pressure, great for your skin, helps the epidermis, lubricates it. Great for your hair, great for your digestion, just incredible. You gotta live on olive oil. I don't care where you were born, what your budget is, you gotta live on olive oil. You certainly want to pick the right olive oil. You know, not all olive oils are created equally. We sell a pretty good brand down at the Newburg Deli. It's called Mario's Newburg Deli Oil. It's imported from Avellino, Italy. It's hand-picked estate oil. You gotta try it. It's $19 for 3/4 of a liter. Very high-end boutique type oil right here, as you see. And that's a half a liter there. The 500 milliliters, or excuse me, 375. The other one we have is like 3 times that size. That one's $9.99 at the deli. So come on down and see us. Here's that beautiful Greek salad that you're just going to love as we plate it up. Get the olives in there. Top it off. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That is just, you know, if you want to, just for show purposes, put that on there. You've got. Gotta like garlic, but if you don't like garlic, leave the garlic out. You know, the garlic powder or something else. But it's a real nice salad, and all the best to you. We'll see you next time. God bless.